Morning, it's January 6th. Here for the planning board workshop meeting. And we have two projects on the agenda today. The first one is the irrigation guys at 6200 Thompson Road. Want to just give us an update on where things stand?
Yes, so we received your comments, made a couple of changes and alterations. Resubmitted I think the thing is the front island bed curb line that we're trying to figure out. The requirement to have street trees with the New York State DOT saying that street trees cannot be in the right of way. And if we push that bed further back, we lose usable space in the parking lot. So trying to figure out where that line is gonna end up, and if in lieu of street trees, if we could do like a foundation type planting where we've got some shrubs, perennials, that type of thing in the middle. I reached out to state DOT, didn't get a call back. To try to see what is allowed in the right of way, or if it's multi-stem shrubs that they're okay with, or if it's shrubs that are less than 10 feet, or whatever their guidance is. So if you have any information, that would be helpful. Otherwise, I'll try them again.
Yeah, we're gonna be trying to reach them about a different project today, so we can ask about that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not near an intersection or anything, so it's not really as much a concern for sight lines, but I don't know what their regulations
They're
are.
probably height restrictions for like sight distance when people are turning in and out of their site. Yeah, I'm not sure what those are.
So I did a comparison up and down the street of both existing and new construction, like the Dunkin' Donuts, just north, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 addresses. And they have combination of trees, shrubs, all within this same area. So I guess I'm confused why they won't allow it here, but they do allow it further up the street. The telephone poles in some places are 5 feet off the edge of the pavement. So to say that we can't have trees 15 feet back when there's telephone poles closer, I don't understand it, but they're saying that we can't do it. The town is saying that I need to have trees, so I'm trying to figure out how to make that happen.
There's probably a lot of stuff in the right of way that either DOT didn't know about when it was put in, or it was put in years ago, and right of way lines change sometimes, so.
Depends on where their
Without-
property line is too,
Yeah,
without seeing the survey for like dumping, that's kind of.
Right.
do any board members have comments about this issue?
Sounds like it's just a conversation for us board to have with the DOT to figure out how to take care of this applicant and the conflicting rules.
Well, I think the question that the board needs to decide on, and I mean, we can work with DOT and see if other landscaping would be allowed in the right of way, or what that would be. They have landscape architects there who have regulations, but as far as that center island and how far back it goes, that's a decision the board needs to make as far as whether, it still needs to go back further into the site, or that would be sufficient.
So your landscape guy, do you think that room for the trees to survive?
I think
it's
pretty tight.
Because as we discussed, you're responsible for the permanent maintenance of all the landscaping, so we don't want to set you up with something that's gonna fail right away.
Right.
And understand this is your calling card, and you want a nice storefront and everything for your landscaping business. You don't want dying trees out front.
Right.
So we don't want to put you in that situation. Did you bring, so I'm up to discuss circulation?
Yeah, I brought little cutouts. So first, if we want to just kind of pass these two around, just to try to give a scale of the property, right? Because looking at this, or looking at the same size print for property the size of this complex, even though it's got the scale, it sort of skews the mindset. So what I did is I overlaid this entire property on this campus footprint. So the entire property fits in this back parking lot. So just trying to put that scale in place of, we have a 15-foot right of way. And then we have potentially another 20 feet of landscape buffer. The property is not big enough to accommodate those things.
You did lose a lot of the front when they took some of that right away for Thompson Road.
Correct, they took the additional 15 feet of eminent domain to do the sidewalk, the water line replacement, that type of thing.
And I think, you know, we discussed the landscape buffer before, and I think the board, correct me if I'm wrong, we're comfortable with not having it fully on your property because it's still there effectively.
Right. And then where it becomes a problem is we just can't put trees in that area because of the DOT.
Yeah, and it's pre-existing too. You're not increasing the pavement area. I think that's important when we look at landscape buffer
Right.
that.
Yeah, and we're decreasing. Do you have the other plan, the construction demo plan? Scroll up. Yeah, so currently that is the buffer. That's really just, it's not even grass, but so we're increasing the buffer a significant amount. These are cutouts of 7x14 trailer, standard pickup truck. This is from online what the turning radius is of a standard pickup truck with a 7x14 trailer. So you've got your outside wheel to inside wheel goes into there, and then just kind of plugging and playing. And I kind of wish that I had done this sooner, because really that center island, I should change the curves of the curb.
Do you want to scan so everybody online can see it? Or I can do it later.
So really kind of round those corners off more if I can, so that creates a better turning radius for it. And yeah, I have these here so we can play around and move around and color and sketch and whatever.
So what's our feeling about the street trees? It's not something that's really going to probably enhance the site. And it's probably not feasible.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not feasible,
So,
then we need to look at other alternatives.
right, what else would? You know, we do, low bush it, I don't know, that's out of my.
We do have this on the corner and we have this row of greenery here. So it's not like the site's gonna be completely barren.
Mhm.
And then as far as a planting bed, you know, oval shaped 34x12 planting bed that has annual color rotations. So we're talking early spring petunias, stuff like that, and then we rotate into probably geraniums mixed in with perennials, hostas, all watered so they don't, you don't put them in and they're instantly ground out. And then when we get into fall, rip those out and put in mulch.
You are under overhead power lines here too, so you're limited with what trees you could put in anyways. So if the board is open to some sort of planting bed, provided DOT is okay with it.
Right, like I was thinking, not knowing what DOT allows, I didn't get too deep into it. But I was thinking some smaller, like 5-foot cypress and maybe end capped by hydrangea trees, and then like I said, just kind of some undergrowth plantings. So
That could look more visually appealing than a couple trees Cause the trees are probably gonna be. I mean,
So if you blow that area up. There's a gas main running right through there.
yeah,
That's a 12 or a 16-inch gas main. And National Grid doesn't have a sense of humor when we work around that. So you may not even be able to put the curbing over that, the new curbing. So, we put a water line in here and they came out and they raised holy hell. And then when the state put the sidewalks in, they came after us. They said, how come nobody called us when they put sidewalks over it? And we had to tell them it was the state DOT. Yeah.
It was off on their door.
We said, nice try, Pam, right? But that, they don't have a sense of humor about working around that gas main.
They don't have a sense of humor.
No, Pam came out,
So.
he lined us all up and we walked up and down and pointed at us. Contractor, engineer, town, I mean. So I don't know if we need to do some coordination there. They may not let you put anything there. They may not even let you do the curbing. I don't know. They may say just keep it the way it is.
How big is the gas main?
It's either a 12 or a 16. It's a main part of their system. I mean, the problem we had is we had a contractor out there and Grid is notoriously on their gas relocations late. And the guy came out and our contractor said, well, I'll be here Monday. I'm gonna start work. Oh my God, Monday, there were like 10 National Grid people there. And they said, we don't appreciate this. We had to tell the contractor offline, don't do this again. This wasn't fun.
Yeah,
I mean, they were serious about it. There were like 5 or 6 great people and they had the drawings. It goes down, goes back from one company, then cuts back over towards like the village.
So I don't know if we can pull up Google images, or I took screenshots of basically what's up and down the roadway. There are,
what is our guidance on trees?
3 trees, 35 feet on center along the street line.
But it's guidance.
It's in the design
It's
guidelines.
But I think we have to leave room for when sometimes they don't work.
Right.
Right, conflict with utilities,
There's
that's,
several
that's
reasons.
it
why
right
they
there,
don't
yeah.
work.
yeah, so currently it just has this little tiny patch. We're proposing to come out right about in line with the concrete. Directly across the street, you've got the burned dairy. I understand that would be the optimal thing that you have. With the size of the property, there just isn't that space. Moving up the street to the gas station, north towards Carrier, it's 6254.
One way. My head's out. You sure?
So yeah, the Cannon Bottle has basically nothing. It's just plain pavement. Same thing that Dunkin' Donuts. I looked at that setback.
So this has some lower plantings, but that's probably not in the right of way, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I tried very hard to find
Without a
right of way
survey,
map.
yeah.
So this is that overlaid on the Dunkin' Donuts. You can see the concrete pad right here. And I scaled it based off the size of that, so
Yeah.
really very precise. And the edge of the landscape buffer puts us right where we're proposed, just on that side of the concrete.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we're coalescing around, listen, we're not talking about trees, right? We're talking about some other maybe landscape situation. I don't know about the curbing.
Curb, yeah.
Is that something who would contact DOT about that?
National Grid.
I mean, is it Grid or who's gonna complain about
Sounds like
the curbing?
Grid. Doug, do you have a Grid person could ask about this or?
I suppose we could reach out, I mean, to Pam, she's in the real estate department, Pam Aspinall.
We'll ask her, if she doesn't have a problem, we'll say, okay, let's do some decent curbing, make it look nice. So that's the threshold issue, right? What else on the site? Are we otherwise okay with it?
The parking set, you're updating the lighting.
Mhm.
Yep. The sign. We just kind of need to work out. I'm pretty much open to anything.
You're just talking about a building sign?
Yeah, so there's that existing casement sign there. And trying to figure out a acceptable layout. It's 3 feet by 16 feet. So really kind of an awkward space. These were a couple of thoughts that I had talking to Eric. There's limitations, which is, on not having phone number, you guys typically don't like to see. So I don't know if I make that sign smaller, if I just have a bunch of white space on either side of the logo, but to stretch the logo out, it ends up being too tall. If you keep it to that height, then it is just short. So I could have white space on either side.
So you're trying to do the same sign size?
You're gonna reuse this existing cabinet,
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and just put the new
but the way
acrylic.
his logo works. Like if he could fill that lower space with like taglines or phone numbers, it kind of fills out a little better, but we can't have that on the sign.
The sign may come. The size.
I would think that it does. It doesn't look like it's more than 10% of the facade.
Was this, can you show this to everybody who's remote or is it got
We
it?
can just point it towards the camera.
I
I
can tell.
have to stop sharing first. Hang on 1 second, Jeff.
Okay.
He's nice and tall,
I
that's
know.
good, perfect. We'll keep you here.
What the heck?
You guys see us?
Over here. Okay.
Thank you.
So there, if
So are
there-
those two different layouts, Jeff?
Yes.
I see.
So they both have a phone number?
Yeah. Do we have an issue with taking that sign?
All set? Or-
Yeah.
Is smaller?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah, I can see it.
parts of the sign just become the same color as the facade?
I don't know enough about signs.
Is this
No.
illuminated sign, I'm assuming?
Yes.
I guess you'd have to black it out pretty hard on the
Yeah.
sides.
Which is doable. I mean, what it is this is an existing sign and it wants to reuse, but because of its graphics, it can't be the size of it, so. Let's pretend that the sign is only that big by blacking out the ends.
Be an option, I think.
but the sign there is code.
I don't have
It looks a
the
little.
dimensions of
looks a
the
little
facade,
big. It's a little
but basically
big.
10% of the facade or 80% of the sign band.
So it's this.
So it's less than 80% of the sign band.
Their garage doors are 8 feet. The front of the building is 65, I think. So 65 times 8, that's conservative, is 520. And we're 3 by 16, 48. So 48 square feet out of 520, and that doesn't include that black part. So I guess just estimating that black part's another 4 feet. If the sign's 3. So really it's 65 times 12 is the total square footage.
That would be in. So if your sign's 48, so long as your facade's more than 480,
Right.
then you're good.
Yeah, and it definitely is.
So for signs, we just allow like a business name,
Okay.
like not the phone number, not a description.
So
Is your local
The-
experts part of your name?
it is not part of the name, so I can strike that.
Yeah, so just allow like identification of the business.
So that,
Yeah, and that,
right, yep.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah.
Either design option, but.
yeah.
And I'll need a street number on the building proper.
Yes, somewhere on the building.
This right here.
And in redoing the lights, you'll plan on cleaning up that wiring.
Yes.
Around the fence.
Like clean up, you basically go. You'll come in through the back and.
Did any board members have any comments on anything, or is everyone okay with what we're talking about in the front area, the island area?
I'm fine so far.
Okay with that.
I'm
Yep,
okay.
I'm good.
What's your status of sale?
What's that?
What's your status of sale?
I think,
Your conversations with county of the second.
no.
We should hear back tomorrow.
conversations.
So they meet tomorrow. We referred this to the county
Okay,
and drew attention to the septic system. I think that was kind of glossed over the first time around.
okay,
Just to see if there's anything county health concerns or anything should help you out too.
gotcha.
But we should hear back from them tomorrow about that. And they may have comments about the right of way. Well, because DOT sits in on that meeting. So, but we can, like Alana said, we'll be talking to DOT about a different project. So we'll try to pick their brain about what they allow for lower lying plantings in the right of way.
Okay.
Does DOT have more conversations with actual grid?
Not that I've seen really.
Like the we'll talk about sidewalk.
Yes, yeah, they have fine. I think it was kind of, that's the first.
So we can try to reach someone at Grid, or you can try to reach someone at Grid and just make that a condition of all that needs to be approved by them.
Okay.
DOT does have landscape architects, so I think if you want to do any sort of planting in the right of way, you'd probably have to do like a little landscape plan and have them sign off on it.
Yep.
But we can try to find out what the guidelines are for you.
Okay,
And can that be a
Yeah.
plan that he puts together?
Yeah.
the curbing. I'm fine with it, without it, whatever you guys need or want there. I prefer not to have it just because the expense of it. I know right out front here, there's 10-12 foot of just little edge curbing. If they don't allow it over the gas line. I don't know if you would be looking to have that done and just kind of a little ramp up and then a drop down right before the gas line, or we'll cross that bridge after we hear back.
Mark, do you have any comments about that, or do you want to wait to see what Grid says?
You're talking just in front.
Yeah, I think the only way to do it would be, if they're not gonna let it, is to, have an end, a drop section on each side of it.
You're
And
saying
not
they
have the
couldn't
curbing over the gas main.
allow that?
If they would allow it? Say.
Do I think they would?
Are you saying if they don't allow it, that's what the solution would be?
Yeah.
So if they don't allow you to put it over the gas line, still do. Just kind of a tapered end at the entrance, is that what we're saying?
I think so, yeah.
So. Come up regular curb height, drop down for the gas line, grass, go back up.
I don't think go back up, I think just at the entrance here,
Curb,
yep, taper down.
drop.
Taper down right here, drop here, and then. Yeah, you're right, how would you ramp that back down? Taper down right before
Tapered
the-
down,
And then just stop.
what is that, 8 feet?
Yeah, I'm not sure how close they'll let you get to that.
Well, I guess let's start with seeing what they say
Right,
and then we don't get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
and then is there any appetite from the board to narrow
Like,
the center island to a shape similar?
they can't,
Oh.
they're seeing the screen.
Yeah,
We can outline it on there.
Yeah, he's got a cutout piece of paper that looks more like this rather than the square. It's kind of more of a half circle. To allow for better, I guess, circulation and turning over these corners, right?
correct.
Anyone object to that?
No.
All right.
Great.
Okay, so let us try to get some feedback. If you can kind of keep us in the loop with the state of the sale.
Okay.
When we get to the point where the board's ready to approve, if you haven't purchased it yet, we're gonna need the current owner to withdraw his current application that was or the
He's got a building
permit,
permit.
yeah, that's open,
Okay,
before the board can approve it. So
okay.
I don't know what that timeline.
So if I buy it, he doesn't have to withdraw it. If I don't close the sale beforehand, then he's gotta withdraw.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, we can close it administratively if you
If he
own
owns
it,
it.
yeah.
okay.
So yeah, just keep Eric in the loop with the status of all that.
Okay,
I do want to circulate the sign,
Yep, we'll scan it and
Yeah,
email it
I
out.
just-
Keep this,
I understand the logo, like the water drop.
Mhm.
I don't know how the board's gonna feel about the grass coming out of the letters. You know, if that's gonna meet our code for a simple design lettering.
I guess it's kind of tough too, cause you wanna get your point across of what your business is. Cause if I just saw irrigation guys, I wouldn't necessarily think automatically lawn stuff.
No, but I liked the teardrop thing, or it like a teardrop.
Yeah, water.
But and that's clearly a logo, I don't know that we've ever approved anything like that, but I want the board to look at it, I don't wanna
Yeah, absolutely.
say that it's like we've looked at it and everyone thinks it's fine, just not
Yeah.
everyone's seen that.
We'll scan it and send it around.
yeah. And then,
Scan it with this.
and then we'll probably want a more formal drawing with the dimensions and everything.
yes,
Showing on the building, like a building elevation.
Do we want that on his drawing?
Yeah, like on a building elevation.
so, okay, so you wanna,
Yeah,
even though it's an existing casement,
do you have an elevation? Do we have one?
Elevation would be helpful.
Okay.
And like,
Is this simple? Does it need to be an architect?
No, I mean, normally, if
It's not.
it wasn't part of the site plan, he just came in for
Yeah.
a permit, he wouldn't need an elevation. So, and it is existing.
How's everyone feel?
I just wanna circle back on the scale of the sign. And what I was suggesting about it being as wide as it needs to be graphically and the rest of the casement sign being blacked out. Are we okay with that so that he doesn't have to have all this white, which sounds to be a concern?
I'm okay with it. I don't know the technology of,
I mean, that's fine, you don't have to know. It's just,
Yeah.
plywood behind the,
yeah, whatever to
Yeah.
block it.
right,
And then those areas become the same color as the facade of the building, therefore it just blends in. It's not optimal, but being conscious of his expenses and the small business, it's a possible solution.
I feel like we should run that by the architects.
Yeah.
None of our architects are here today. They generally have opinions about
Oh, they
things like
have
this.
opinions.
Yeah. So. don't wanna
We're just
get-
engineers, but they have the opinions.
Yeah.
right, so,
We can send that out to the board and try to, I think. let's get some answers about like National Grid and the landscaping and then we'll figure out the next steps as far as meeting with the board again, if we need to bring you back to meet with the architects or anything before we
Okay.
get to final.
And maybe with the sign, maybe if you just do something like this that shows it blocked out on the other side. I mean, I hate to have you go get elevations if you don't really need them,
Yeah.
but I defer.
But maybe before you distribute that to the board, have him do a mock of that and then send the mock up.
Yeah.
Together.
Yep, if you just send something like this with, you know,
Blacked out.
all this other information out,
Yeah.
side blacked out.
And the
Yeah.
dimension.
Yeah, to
Okay.
mention it.
And maybe like an aerial photo showing the existing sign, and then we can say that it's just replacing the existing.
Or even if you could just superimpose this over
Yeah.
the.
Over an aerial,
over
Yeah.
the
or
street
not an
kind of-
aerial, yes.
Yep.
Street picture.
And then there's nothing else allowed, right? It's name, logo, like I couldn't put sprinklers on either side shooting towards the name.
Probably
I don't
not.
think so.
Okay, so the town's code for sign, the purpose is to identify the principal use or service in a simple manner.
Right.
Not a lot of superfluous.
Yeah.
Just,
And like that's how all our trucks and trailer, like our general branding is clean and neat and not. We've gotten tons of different designs ideas where they wrap the whole truck and they just look busy.
Yeah.
And yeah,
yeah, less is more.
Does your logo file have, are you able to manipulate it at all? Like, I wonder if you could kind of decouple the image and the text and kind of put them side by side rather than kind of.
I can't, but I
Okay.
can talk to the guy that does the decals for us.
That
and-
might be a solution where you don't lose your brand identity and we don't add anything extra to the sign, but you kind of just rearrange the elements so that they're more linear. If you have the ability to do that or your designer does, that might be something worth exploring.
Yeah, if you can make it fit the space without having to,
Right.
you know. Alter the box,
Yeah.
but yeah, see what you come up with. We'll talk to DOT.
Yeah,
We'll try to reach out to the
board.
National Grid.
Yeah.
I'll let you know what the county says tomorrow. I'll send you the resolution after the meeting.
Okay. And that kind of came out of left field for me. Potentially, do we have to hook up to county? Like, is that one of the things that they
no.
might say?
So we have to, I don't think they're.
Okay.
Sewers, you're saying?
Correct.
They're not gonna say that, I don't think. We have to send all applications to county planning board for the recommendation if it's on like a state road, for example, there's things that trigger that.
Yep.
And the county meets with state DOT, county DOT, county health, with everyone just to get their opinion, so county health might weigh in on the septic.
Okay.
Just if they have concerns, but I don't think they would say like you have to connect into the. Well, let's see what they say, but. They don't generally say that.
All right, so I'll get updated logo, try to split those elements up. Maybe get rid of the raindrop or make it smaller or something.
I don't know if it was the
The
raindrop.
grass.
The grass. The letters,
Yes, okay,
probably the
Well, let's
raindrop.
get you some input.
But
first.
yeah, let's wait to see what,
okay. Yeah,
Or
the
make it
raindrop is our
really
limiting
clear.
factor on scaling the words because if. Right, like I just have the single image, so if we scale the words bigger to fill the space. The raindrop gets
Yeah.
bigger and then it gets
yeah, no, I understand.
decapitated.
We're just, we'll circulate that.
Okay.
The planning board too for comments, so before you do that, wait for comments.
Okay. And then National Grid. I'll try to reach out, if you guys can try to reach out and I'll let you know if I have any success or vice versa. What would we need, do we need like a memo or something from them that says we approve curb or we disapprove curb?
Something that would be helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll shrink. Or redo this center bed to kind of meet the curve for the trailers.
Yep.
To get more of that half moon.
Yeah, and if you wanna start kind of putting
Yeah.
together a
Right.
proposed
Right.
landscape
Okay.
plan.
Yeah.
I think DOT will want one
Yeah.
Right.
at some point.
Yeah, I think we decided that. So
Yeah,
We'll get you that info.
okay, perfect. Yeah, I think that's all that I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeff.
You need the cutouts so you can put them on top of your plan.
Yeah, we enjoyed those, but thank you this morning.
That was great. That's the first.
That's good for the lawyer. He likes that. Give me a visual.
Brings new dimension to real estate.
That one too, that's just a different overlay on top of the Midas.
Yeah, I think Adam's out there.
Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Good morning.
We start with you just giving us an update on.
Yeah, so since we've last met, Eric and I have been talking via email, made a lot of the changes that you guys required, such as removing the handicap parking. Updating the loading, unloading area, updated the parking count, trash area, green space, curbing. And we added stairs at the bottom portion, bringing parking down to the front where the deli is. We angled the parking to try to do our best to make the turning radius for the cars more possible. It's not the best with Erie right there. Without this parking, it really cuts down on vicinity for a handicap or any accessible walk to there. We tried to add the tree on the left side. There's an existing tree. We had to remove it because DOT said it was not allowed. So we're just gonna do some type of landscaping where that tree is now. That won't impede any traffic. I think that has it. We just, so much at the top parking, we did like a little bit of a hammerhead turning for a car turnaround.
It's been all the same.
So the property line is right here. So I think the dumpster enclosure is just inside the property line.
Yep. It's just gonna be a vinyl enclosure.
So.
Is it vinyl?
Was it kind of? Oh, I guess we put in the clapboard.
That's fine.
It'll be more dressed than just.
I think the board would prefer not the vinyl.
Okay.
So good. Yeah,
So we're still struggling with the parking in front. We're hearing from the county that state DOT isn't thrilled with this parking and we're not sure if they're going to allow it to stay open or not. We're going to have a conversation, try to call them and find out what they're thinking. So not having a definitive answer on that yet. If that parking was to close, does that kill this project? Or I guess we'd like to talk about what options might be if that parking goes away.
As of right now, it's just one tenant, so all the parking could be in the back. We just wouldn't have accessible parking.
Is there enough, is there a possibility of doing a ramp from the back? Do you have enough space? I don't know what the grade change is.
So would your main entrance still be in the front?
Yeah,
Kind of two ramps
because there's a level change inside.
inside the building.
Yeah, and there's no elevator right now, so it'd still be stairs. Possibly a ramp, it'd be a pretty large ramp. But if we have to do it, I guess we put it in.
You said currently one tenant, is that the proposal now, or you mean?
They don't know who the second tenant is gonna be, they just wanna focus on themselves.
You notice the plan is still showing some parking on the side also, that's in the town right of way.
That was just our thought of having accessible parking for if there was a second tenant, otherwise they won't have any.
Unfortunately, we can't let you park in the town right of way, the town owns that land.
Okay.
So, there wouldn't be any parking allowed in the right of way.
Okay.
So I don't think you could have parking on the side there.
Okay.
So we recognize the
Would-
site has a lot of,
Constraints.
that's what I was,
Challenges.
yeah.
It's not the easiest site.
Um,
Would it be all right to keep it as paving?
Doug, do you? Oh,
Paving, people are gonna park there, right?
yeah.
I mean, you have entrances here, so it's not like it would be fully. I guess you could landscape it up and have the rest of the sidewalk.
You probably want to close those access points.
And just have this.
Landscaping, yeah.
Could we do like at least a small sidewalk for like walk entry? Or egress, exit out?
So a sidewalk in the right of way would be town sidewalk.
Or at least until the property line?
Like on the site?
Yeah, like maybe if we dress this up as green space there, and this here is just a small little walk just for egress.
Is there an instance where the town would say, yeah, great, build it to a spec and put the sidewalk out on the right of way? And I mean, that just makes it more walkable.
Yeah, like
I don't know why.
real
there's-
sidewalk.
The boulevard and break it
Yeah.
up, like we do on every other project.
Sure.
Put it up the whole side of the property.
And depending if we need a ramp or not, could help to connect to the ramp, 100%. It'd be a long ramp, so like need multiple entry points.
Yeah, you'd probably have to grass between the sidewalk and the road, like it would have to meet the town specs.
Mhm.
But then we would also need a ramp for that upper stairwell as well, because that would be all of our accessible parking.
How much accessible parking does the site require? Do you know?
One for every 25. That ADA, and then you have.
We have 4. We have 2 right there, and then we put another 2 below.
So if you had to put the parking up top, your plan is for a ramp where?
We'd have to have a ramp. We'd have to build something to curve, zigzag down here, and then we need another one. To reach this point.
Where's the grade change inside the building? Like, where's the, where that
I believe the stairs are about here. So most of this is, there's like a little ramp inside, but that's the other tenant space. But yeah, they'd have to go down a set of stairs into the deli.
you really only could use the front door?
I guess, as kind of a final sort of set of comments is, let's assume you can't use that front space. I think that's what's gonna happen. So, come show us your design. You understand about the things that can't be in the town right away, but it looks like sidewalk is, would probably be approved. It was built to specs. Show us your ramp design. What else?
Parking count, so you'd still be looking at a variance.
Oh, we'd have to talk about recommending a variance to the zoning board on parking.
Next, we're already under, so we would be losing 5 more spaces.
You
That's
might have the conversation with DOT before he puts in these efforts for the redesign.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to call DOT today and see what we can find out.
Just so that he doesn't do design efforts.
Mhm.
This is on their agenda tomorrow.
On the county
On
agenda.
County's agenda.
Okay, so the
tomorrow.
county still has to comment as well, so we'll see what they say by tomorrow.
But yeah, it kind of gone back and forth about the.
The county planning board.
Okay, so we have a little info to gather, we'll get it to you.
Okay, so I mean, as far as having the second tenant, if you did have the barber on the side. As far as. I guess if you're building a ramp, you have an accessible route to all the entrances.
Is the parking count right now based on having the second tenant also? Is it based on the whole building?
It's, we have it for both, yeah. I think it's on the left side of our house.
So 20. Yeah, 28, so the deli needs 12. Barber needs 16.
I mean, right now we counted 19, but if we lose the 5 in the front and the 2 on the sides, we'd be at 12. Exact, so.
Is the project viable with the single tenant?
Right now, he's planning just to have one, so. This town, he's just allowed to have one in storage, and that's really what he'd be able to use it for.
I guess the question to ask him too is if he only has 12 parking spaces,
Does
do you
that
feel
work?
like he can have 2 businesses?
Well, it's, that gets into our area, he just has the one tenant, then the variance is a lot more reasonable than.
I guess
Or
we have to
there's-
see what we do with the remaining square footage of the building as far as parking count.
If he had it as storage, do we have concerns about that?
Well, if they go for the zoning variance, that can be a condition. That it only so much can be the retail and so much would have to be. Storage in connection with the retail, something like
So
that.
could it be alternate, could it be a different storage business, it would have to be.
Well, we can
Storage with the,
discuss that. Can it be, well, it can be a warehouse, right? Is that even, I don't know that that's allowed in business district.
Cause we're, have a similar situation with that property on Tennessee Street that. Those tiny little buildings that go into the residential area.
That's a,
I know.
yeah, that would, then don't even go there, yeah, that's a whole different,
Just a whole,
that's a whole
the
different,
storage and.
yeah,
Yeah, that's different zoning too.
yeah, that's special business trend, there's no, this is business.
I think one of the concerns is that these are both tenants that require a lot of in and out movements, you know, it's a lot of activity, you know, barbershops get pretty busy and there are a lot of people coming in and out in the deli, and people aren't sitting in there, they're in and out. So they're both potentially high traffic, high parking uses, you know, maybe barber isn't the right second tenant, if there's gonna be a second tenant, you know, there's a lot of things that have less than that. Certain type of offices or.
So are they not gonna allow any vehicles in that front area you're thinking? Like even if it's, I don't know if it was like a takeout lane, cause it's always just quick in and out. Could be like a single lane that we landscape to where only one car or two cars can get in, at least for quick in and out.
Like a drive-through type thing?
Kinda.
Or
They still have to get in.
Well, I mean, show what, you're saying one car can fit, show us the movements that would also involve a real curb cut.
The state generally does not allow backing into the right of way as their regulation. I think this kind of has been there for a while and that's how it kind of got grandfathered at some point, but
Stop.
you know, when they see new development, they see an opportunity to fix problems.
And my thought was maybe like, if someone comes in, maybe just like a smooth path, so they have to come out this way, maybe that'd be more viable for them.
We don't allow parallel parking, so you can have like.
Well, it wouldn't be parallel, it'd
like
be
that.
one way.
Right, you're saying just as like a pull-up area.
Yeah, kind of like the drive-through idea.
I would be concerned with that because
Well,
the person has to exit the vehicle.
and drive-throughs, we don't allow at the front of the building.
Gotcha.
So. Yeah, it's a
It's
tough-
kind of hybrid between a
Yeah.
drive-through and a loading zone.
It's a tough property.
It's probably why it's been sitting.
Yeah, it's exactly why it's built today. And with that front parking, you know, the whole reason they don't allow movement to the right of way is it's a big safety issue, especially on such a busy road, so.
What did we decide with the sign on the front?
Oh.
Used to be a car.
We decided.
So
that
so
they
fill
think they're-
fill that in.
Yeah,
It's very just like.
get us drawing to the point of it.
Thought we had some
Okay.
elevations, but yeah, our plan is to fill in the entire
Yeah.
front.
Let's.
Yeah, that would-
address it.
Be okay, right?
Yeah, it's not good to use that.
Right. And if you are just doing the one tenant, that does make it kind of simple, the sign plan. So yeah, mainly the parking in the front, should have a better answer tomorrow,
Well,
yeah. Depending on how. But I believe, yes, this is on the county's agenda for tomorrow, so I'll send you the resolution with whatever they say. Sounds like the board would entertain a parking variance.
I think the size of the parking variance is gonna be
Yeah. it's- I need
something that needs to be
28, we have
discussed.
12, it's more than half.
If we lose the parking, or we're losing the parking here, probably the parking down here. Would we be able to do like maybe an enclosed dumpster area here, so that we could try to gain a couple spots? I don't know if we would or not with the turning.
Try for a variance.
I don't even know if it would work turning wise, but.
How do
Well,
they-
so
how
it'd
do
be
they
a front
back out?
yard. Yeah, you need a variance because you
can't have a dumpster in the front yard.
Would those spots be able to back out into the park?
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure about. I don't think we'd have a neighborhood there, so. This whole project's a puzzle, so I was trying to think of it different ways, but it's like, there's always a constraint somewhere, and
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Stream site.
Do you know if either of these fences are this property's?
it looked like it was the homeowners, it was the structure, was the clean side on the outside.
Okay.
Or maybe,
It's tough to see.
if you go back to Seymour Gates. You'll see them like 2017, 16, see them, okay. But it's fully engrossed with vines and vegetation now.
In great shape. What's the condition of it now?
You drive by. Last time I saw it was summertime, so all grew back.
So.
But yeah, we discussed buffering with
Right.
the house right there, so
Right.
that'd be an issue too. Not an issue, but something needs to be addressed.
The black headlights.
Yep.
Okay, so we will, we'll talk to DOT. You wanna start working on bench for the side around along Sutton and, we'll let you know. Once we talk to DOT.
Anything else?
I think that's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Adam.
Eric, do you have a few minutes or
Yes.
when you're done? I can wait for you. It's got another project I want to ask you.
Okay, let's look at the.
Oh, we didn't close the.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna close the public meeting. Thank you, everyone.